Billy, let's go see what the people have got to say. I'm ready to roll the evening.
Now listen here, Dutch. The Mets and the Cowboys, they suck.
1, 2, 3, go Birds! Go Birds! What we got? 302BIRDS, United States. Go Birds! Oh my gosh, chat.
Your favorite Chicagoan. Go Phils.
As always, God bless. Go Birds.
Get your water ice and soft pretzels ready because you are now tuned into a 302BIRDS podcast experience. Proudly presented by TickPick, Nick's Pizza, El Diablo Burritos, and Klondike Kate's on the heart of Main Street. Let's take it to the show.
That was insane. Philadelphia Eagles take down the Dallas Cowboys 41-7. It was one of those games where you had to be there. It had everything. It had pick sixes. It had great weather. It had great vibes. KJ McCoy, firsthand experience. What was that game like yesterday?
Oh my God, it was madness. And it was actually surprisingly, I mean, we didn't need an exterminator too much, Dolt. There weren't too many cockroaches around those Cowboys fans. There weren't too many as usual. There were still some delusionals around. But for the most part, though, me and you were like shocked the amount of Cowboys fans that weren't there. And I think it's because they actually are just tired of the bull crap. Well, we've been trying to tell you, get tired of the bull crap, wake up. But yeah, it was awesome. It was a great time. We were walking around interviewing people, and we had a great time. Shout out to Don Holland for cooking up some great food in the morning. And
MPG.
yeah, so that was
Really,
awesome.
BG did the cooking.
BG
Don
did
just
too.
did
Yeah,
the
BG.
lugging of the grill.
Yeah, BG, Don Holland. It was great to see Dennis the Menace himself down from Florida. That was great to see that. Dobbins. I know Dobbins is sleeping. I tried to get him to watch, but he's sleeping. He said he's got to get up early.
Work. Yeah,
He's got to work. So shout out to Dobbins. But yeah, it was a great time. Great time, and it's always great to beat up on Dallas, and especially now since we haven't done this for a while, Dolt. The Eagles swept the Cowboys. They swept them. We haven't done that since, I believe, like 2011 when like Andy Reid was coaching. So pretty crazy stat, pretty crazy to think that we haven't done that ever since. But it feels good. And I know there's going to be Cowboys fans in the comment section saying, oh, but we didn't have Dak Prescott. I think we still would have swept them even if they had Prescott. So, yeah. Let's go. Great win.
I mean, a combined score, if you're looking at it, of 75 to 13.
76.
I think I just looked at it. Wait, what's 34 plus 41?
So that is 75. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, 75. I'm looking on Google. 75 to 13. So they didn't just sweep the Cowboys. They embarrassed them. They dismounted them. And I just want to say, shout out to all our Cowboys fans. They've been real quiet this season. I miss you guys. I really do.
Yeah.
It's fun when the Cowboys are a competitive, legitimate team. It does make for a good rival. I will say that. But it shows when the Cowboys aren't good, a lot of their fans aren't there. They go back to being Yankees fans, Lakers fans. That's all that they can do. Now, of course, there's a couple good ones here and there. But hey, let's get into the meat and bones of the show. We're going to get into our first segment here. I'm going to kick it to Jackson, to our very special guest, a call-in who's coming back on the show, a familiar face that you guys know. Broad Street Sports, Ryan, let's bring him on the show.
What do I want when I'm in the state of Delaware? Of course, El Diablo Burritos. Customer service always is serving your food with a smile on their face, asking how your day is. Their food is phenomenal as well. Their burritos are out of this world, one of the best burritos in town. Their queso is phenomenal. Their burrito bowls are amazing as well. When you're in and around Delaware, stop by your local El Diablo Burritos and tell them that 302 Birds sent you. God bless. Go Birds.
Yeah, if you're in Delaware, stop by your local El Diablo Burritos. They're the best burritos in town. Tonight's call, and we at Broad Street Sports. How you doing tonight, Ryan?
What's going on, brother?
I'm
What's up,
doing
Ryan?
well. I'm doing
going on,
fantastic.
guys?
Great win.
Yeah,
Great win.
man.
Kick the shit out of the Cowboys.
There's nothing better. I know Dallas ain't too good this year, but you know what? Nothing's better than beating Dallas in Philly, man. Screw them. I hate them.
Yeah.
The fans suck. So it feels good. I'm in a good mood. If you would have told me at the beginning of the year, this is where we would be. If you went back on the live streams earlier in the year when I was on, and I trashed this football team. And now we're at the point right now where I'm like, dude, we may go to a Super Bowl. I'm like, you would have told me this months ago, I would have been like, you're stoned, you're crazy. But we're here now, and it's a serious, like, we could be there.
So what changes? Because, I've been preaching on this all season, and we've had all these haters. Oh, we're 2-2. Oh, the season's over. One, you being you, bro. You being one of those haters. What has changed?
And I'm a man enough to admit that I was potentially wrong. But I think what changed is that the defense bought into the Vic Fangio message. Jalen Hurts fixed his turnover problems, which was which was an obvious problem and something that definitely needed to be fixed early on. Nick Sirianni decided to clean up what he had to clean up. Kellen Moore began to trust what the product he wanted to see on the football field. And then other than that, just the team started to put things together that should have been together to start the year, but it's better late than never, I guess. But Jalen cleaned up his turnover problems. The defense bought into the message. The offense was much better. And Nick Sirianni is taking a step back, taking a role, and is just hanging out. He's just enjoying the ride.
So I got two questions. One, we saw Saquon's monumental day yesterday, getting that 2005 rushing yards in one season. There's been a lot of talk about this Dickerson record to be broken. I know we're kind of focused on the big game. Do you think that you will see Saquon play against the Giants and potentially break this record? Because from my perspective, I would love for it to happen. If we are going to play him, I would only play him for one half, because that way you give some of the young guys more time in the second half. I mean, by that time we should be up by a lot points. I don't know, because the Giants, what the fuck happened to them yesterday? That was insane. 45 to 33 or whatever.
Yeah.
But do you think that we will see Saquon suit up and play in the Giants game?
Yeah. I think you will. And listen to Sirianni post game last night. It sounded like he was going to do it. Now this game versus the Giants, like, it literally doesn't mean anything. We're going to get the 2 seed either way. Like, this doesn't change anything. But when I said this last night, and I'll say it again, you're at the point right now, and this is for Saquon, this is for the team. You look at his career, you look at the team, you don't know if you're ever going to get a chance to break a record like this. This is a potential once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and we know Saquon's a generational talent. He's very good at what he does. One of the best running backs I've ever seen. But it's hard to get to the position that he's at right now, and especially for the team. They're going to do it. I think they want it now. When they're going to play him for the first half, I would tend to believe they're going to limit his snaps to 15 to 20 carries, and But they're going to play him for at least the first half because you have to see how it goes. But it would be crazy for them not to play him. But I do think they will, because you don't know if you're ever going to get back to this point in this position. They break this record, and he's going to do it. They're going to play him, but it just depends on how long they're going to keep him in, how many carries he's going to be held to. You have to do it. I don't know how other whatever other awards or accomplishments there are. But this one's one where he's the 9th player to ever rush for 2,000 yards. You got come on. You're right there. 100 yards, you got to do it. You have to do it.
Yeah. I'm with Ryan on this. You got to go for history. I just want to give a quick shout out real quick to Ike on 94 WIP. Then I got you, KJ. But Ike on 94 WIP said something along the lines of, hey, why can't he have both? Why can't he have the Super Bowl and why can't he have the rushing title? Who's to say that he can't? This is just the media narrative that people are making up, that we're making up. Myself, I've made up, throughout the whole season. Should we keep him healthy? Should we not? Who's to say that he doesn't go out and break the record and then win the Super Bowl? Could you imagine how magical and crazy that could be? But I'm right there with Ryan. If you're 100 yards away and it's in reaching distance, go out and fucking grab it. Take it.
Yeah.
I think it's only 20 attempts away, arguably, with Saquon, if not less.
Well, and we've seen him be able to get close to 100 yards in the first half multiple times this year. Yeah. So it's not like he needs the whole game to do it.
Right.
It's the Giants. They stink. They have no defense. Just pound it. And you know what? There's nothing better than to do it against your old team that did not want to pay you, did not want to keep you. They paid Danny dimes over you. And it's the point
He's
now.
on the Vikings now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Not even on the Giants anymore. He's gone.
Yeah. So they pay. Yeah. So he's gone. And then we got Saquon. He's going to break it. He's going to easily do it. And the place is just going to explode when he does it. And it'd be crazy if they don't do it.
KJ, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think they're going to try to do it. I think with Saquon, obviously, as Ryan was just saying, I think they really do want to get this achievement done for Saquon. I don't know if he really wants it as much as we think he wants it because he's a very humble guy. We've kind of realized like how much of a humble person he is and teammate. So I think honestly, like he wants to do whatever it takes to win. And I think at the same time, I feel like half of him wants to get the record, half of him doesn't. So, I mean, like, I think for the most part, though, I think his offensive line will talk him into being like, hey, go out there, go play. And I think he's going to try and get that record. And he's going to go – I think, honestly, he's going to think of all the things that he heard from, like, when me, you, and Dalt went to New York, New Jersey, I guess, East Rutherford, for the Giants-Eagles game. He probably remembers what he was hearing from all the fans. He's going to remember all that stuff that they would say, the Giants fans saying, oh, you're a traitor, saying stuff about his family and everything like that. All of that talk, all of that, just like that mixture of everything is just going to explode. And he's just going to go off on them. And he is just going to like have that edge to him. Cause I remember in that game, I don't know if you guys remember, he had an edge to him where he was trash talking people and he was like, get off me and all that kind of stuff. You just see him like in this Mamba mentality mode that he had. And you just couldn't mess with him. And he went off. He almost had his career high in rushing yards, but then he was being such a great teammate. And he said, coach, I'm good. Let the young bucks play. So that's what he did. And I think honestly, he will hit it. I think he will do it. But half of me is saying that they might just do something where they're just like, you know what though? You might get close enough and they'll be like, all right, he was close. It is what it is. But I think you got to go for it. It's history. So you got to go for it.
Yeah. And then I think he wants it. I think he's playing that Jalen Hurts role where he's like, oh, I definitely want this, but I'm going to play this kind of persona that like, I don't really care if it happens or not. One more thing, Ryan, and I'll get you out of here. So as of right now, if the playoffs were to start today, we would be playing the Packers. Who do you want to see us play in the first round of the playoffs?
Washington. If we had to play a team in the first round, it's Washington. They beat us. I mean, it was lucky. It was pure luck that they beat us when we were down there. And they acted like they won a Super Bowl. This is not a Super Bowl. Come on now. You guys are supposed to be contenders. You were 0-4 against teams that win a record and playoff teams coming in before you guys beat us by 3 points, by the way. And because our two best players got the ball. Look, they act like they won a Super Bowl. We're coming for revenge with a fully healthy Jalen Hurts and a fully healthy team. We're coming for revenge. And Washington is the much, much, much easier team. Now, I'm not saying that they're like that they're cakewalk and we could just walk all over them. But if I look at the Packers, who are a very good team, very well coached, and Jordan Love's really good, and then I look at Washington, I would much rather have Washington than Green Bay. It's NFC East rival. They're good. They're a young team, good team, but it's just not. I don't know. It's a much easier team, I believe, for us to beat and play in the first round.
What about you guys, KJ Dalt?
Yeah, I think Washington's going to be a good matchup if we do get them. I think it's funny because Broad Street Sports kind of hint this a little bit too. We did beat them by 3 points, and it's funny how the Washington fans acted like they won the Super Bowl because, like, they're like, "Oh, the Eagles are frauds. We told you they're frauds. Like, we beat you guys the first time." And it's like, they're delusional, and it's hilarious. And I know why the Giants fans, like, I don't know if Dalton remembers this, but Jizzle was telling us, our buddy Jizzle from New York, he was telling us how annoying he thought Washington fans are out of all the fans. He even thought they were more annoying than Cowboys fans. And I was like, wait, why? And he's like, because anytime they beat a certain team, they think like, oh, they won the freaking Super Bowl because like they've been irrelevant. So it's just like, it's funny that all these Commanders fans are just like, they're going crazy saying like, oh, the Eagles are frauds. Eagles are this. We lost Jalen Hurts that game. We lost it. Congrats. You beat Kenny Pickett, who Kenny Pickett actually didn't
play bad
up against you. Yeah, exactly. He didn't have a bad game. And for all people who are like, oh, well, he got picked off. Oh, he should be on the bench. Like, no, that was one interception. Besides that, he had 2 touchdowns in that game, I'm pretty sure. And he had a pretty decent game this game, too. So I hate how so many people hate on Kenny Pickett because he's a backup quarterback. And when we needed him, I think he kind of delivered. I mean, even though the Washington game, like, we would have won that game if Devontae caught that ball. Think about that. Devontae catches that ball, we win that game. And we don't have to discuss this at all. So, I mean, that's what ticks me off the most because all these Washington fans are saying, oh, the Eagles are frauds. Yes, we dropped the ball. It doesn't make us frauds, though. I mean, like, come on. But, yeah, I think, honestly, it'll be a great matchup. And just to shut them up, the Commanders, not all the Commanders fans are like this. Not all of them. I just want to say that FYI. But just to shut the ones up, saying that we're frauds, that would be icing on the cake. That'd be awesome. So that's what I –
And the king of hot takes, Dalton, who do you want to play? And then we can move on and let Bra get out of here.
Yeah, mine's short and sweet. I want Washington too, because I guess it would be Washington, Green Bay, or is it Tampa? Is Tampa in the mix at all now, or we don't play them? There's no chance in the first round.
Tampa is 4 right now.
Oh, so yeah, Tampa will win their division. So
it goes as of right now. It's Vikings 1, Eagles 2, Rams 3, Lions 5, Commanders 6, Packers 7, Bucks 4.
Yeah, out of Washington or Green Bay, then
it's Washington.
It's Washington. I would say this though: if we swept Washington as we should have, I would actually say Green Bay. Believe it or not. Because it's really difficult in the NFL to beat the same team 3 times again and again. If you look at history and stats the way it is, it's just difficult to do that. Do I think that we could? Yeah. Do I think it would be a little bit more difficult of a matchup? Yeah. But the fact that Washington just beat us too, they're going to almost have like that false sense of like encouragement. Like, we just beat them. It's possible. We can do anything if we put our minds in. No, you fucking can't. Like, sweater tied around your waist, Washington Commanders fans. You guys ain't doing shit. Anyway. Jackson, I'll let you take it away. And make sure you shout out our boy Ryan. Make sure you get this man some followers for coming on here.
Personally, I would like to see the Packers. The Packers are a good team. They're a young team, but Jordan Love.
I forgot to ask you. Sorry, that's my bad.
No, you're good. Jordan Love has been playing decently well, but I don't really think that team can make a run in the playoffs, honestly. I think we're seeing them play really good football right now, but I truly do think if we do play them, we have a better chance to beat them. And we have a better chance to beat the Commanders too. But honestly, I would much rather see the Packers because, that would be kind of, I don't know, bittersweet, I guess. But yeah, other than that, Broad, appreciate you hopping on tonight. Where can we find you at?
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I got my full post-game reactions on there. And it's like if it's just like this, full podcast, and then I post my clips and halftime reactions and just reactions to other stuff, short clips on Instagram and TikTok. But yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on. It's always a blast. I love you guys. I really do appreciate it.
We love you
appreciate
too, and
We
Happy
wish you
New
much love
Year.
and
We'll see
success
you in the new year.
with
Yeah,
your
man.
brand and your business, and we got to collaborate with you more. Sorry,
Yeah,
Jack.
hell yeah.
No, I was just saying Happy New Year, and I'll see you in next year. So
Yeah, man.
Like
Happy
the
New Year,
backdrop,
guys.
too. That's
Happy
pretty dope.
Yeah, no. So I got because I know Dalt remembers this, and Jack. I had my little mic and everything.
Yep.
But
Yep.
now for Christmas, I was like, I'm taking this. I was taking it serious, but now I'm like, it's time to like really like
lock in.
everything, be ready. So I got the mic, the head, and then the backdrop's fire. Dude. I like
Yeah,
That
it.
is dope.
Oh,
Well, now
yeah.
we got to collaborate even more
That's
then, so you
dope.
can put it more to use, bro. Got to get your money's worth,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then I'm at the tailgates too. So I should start doing some stuff over there, some live
We're gonna
streams at
see
the
ya.
tailgates.
Yeah, we were just there, so
yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would love that. During Philly season,
Yeah.
we'll do we did a couple Sipping Sports podcasts from there
Right.
this season. It went well. This Eagles season, I don't know if we'll be able to go to any more games because playoff tickets are expensive. But if we do, and if you're there, I'll definitely hit you up because I would love to hang out with you at the tailgate, man. That'd be a lot
That'd
of
be
fun.
fire. Yeah, man.
yeah, that'd be dope.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right,
All
well,
right,
we'll see you
Rod.
soon, bro. Take care.
Thank
I'll
you.
see
Have a good
guys.
night.
Thank you.
Hey, bro.
See you.
Yep.
Thank you. If you guys don't, please give that man a follow. He is working super hard for his brand. He's doing a great job. I know all three of us are big fans of him.
I fucking love that man.
I love him
him
too.
so much.
Great guy.
Love you, bro.
But-
I know you're still backstage.
Bounce passing it to KJ.
You are now listening to KJ's Court Sixers Talk presented by the Sleeper app.
Yeah, thank you to Sleeper. One of the best, actually the best fantasy betting app you can go to. Go to Sleeper right now and download it right now. So, yes, the Sixers, they actually made our Christmas a little happier. I know a lot of people are into the Eagles right now, like myself. I haven't been really watching the Sixers as usual, but the Sixers got a great win against the defending champions, the Boston Celtics. And I'll tell you this right now, that was a great game to watch. They kind of almost did a fumble rooski where at the end they almost let up a lead. They kind of did let up a lead. They had a 12-point lead for a little bit, and then the Celtics went on like a 10-0 run. So then the Sixers actually were able to, they were able to get intentionally fouled, and they won that game, sink some free throws. That was good to see them win in Boston on Christmas Day. That was awesome. So had a great time watching that. But besides that, though, I've been in Eagles mode, and but that's all I got for I guess KJ's court. So that's all I got, boys.
Wow, the Sixers are actually on a winning streak right now. A 2-game
Yeah, they
winning
actually are.
That's crazy. They still suck. So fuck them. Anyway, give me Jerry McCain back.
Yeah, prayers out to Jerry McCain. Yeah, prayers out to
Give me
him. But,
McCain and the TikTok dances. All right. Well, the Sixers get no love on this podcast. I don't even know
do
why.
sometimes, but it's hard to give them love, man. It's
God
hard.
bless poor Joey out here making a damn Dallas Cowboys graphic that none of the world will ever see. Joey, I'm sorry, not a Dallas Cowboys, a Philadelphia 76ers. But in my head, the same kind of disappointment right now. Not right now. I'll give the Sixers credit, but overall as a whole, kind of. All jokes aside. Kind of joking, kind of not.
All right,
But
shut the fuck up.
I'm saying about the Sixers. Joey, want to thank you for what you do. Eagles, though, absolutely dismantled, disparted the Dallas Cowboys. It wasn't even close. And this wasn't with Jalen Hurts. This was with partially Kenny Pickett, who grew up as an Eagles fan. His whole family was at the game. That was really cool and really great to see for them to be able to see their son kind of have a big game in the Kelly Green uniform, too. That's something he'll never forget. They'll never forget. And CJ Gardner-Johnson, which we'll get to that topic. That's got its whole topic, had a great game. But the Philadelphia Eagles had a great team win. Everybody, I think, stepped up as a whole when Jalen Hurts was out, from offensive line to Saquon Barkley. And the backup QBs, I thought, really shined. But looking at it from a bird's eye view, what was your guys' favorite part of this game, of this whole atmosphere for this Kelly Green game day?
I gotta say, I think my favorite part was probably I think it was probably the CJ Gardner-Johnson pick 6. That was insane. I mean, just to start that game off like that, that was like I felt like that was just like a pinpoint of the game. And it pretty much drove the rest of the game as well. I mean, obviously, you saw the Cowboys kind of strike back later. They got a touchdown, but I wasn't really worried because Cooper Rush was at quarterback. And plus, if Dak Prescott was at quarterback, I still would have not been so worried. But yeah, I think it was awesome to see the defense just come up in the clutch. I mean, I think even Jordan Davis got a fumble return, which was great to see. And yeah, CJ had 2 interceptions, but I think it was awesome to see Kenny Pickett obviously go out there and do his thing. I mean, obviously growing up as an Eagles fan, I mean, that is a dream come true for him. It's awesome. And it's just a great story. It's a great story to see him just shut up those haters, shut up those doubters. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that kept on saying, oh, Kenny this, Kenny 2 gloves and everything like that. Just let the man just play football. And he did. He went out there and he actually did pretty good. I think he did the job, and he was able to, honestly, he was putting that ball on a thread the way that he was throwing it. I mean, he's throwing it to Devontae, that one touchdown that didn't count, where he was at the one, where he kind of just stopped at the 1 yard line, and they said no touchdown. They called it back. That was a great ball. That was a great throw. But I will say this, it does piss me off so much to hear all the Kenny Pickett slander, because I think he has done a great job as the Eagles backup. Now, for the people saying that, oh, he deserves to be the starter, let's not go that far. But Kenny Pickett, though, I mean, it was great to see him shine. It was awesome.
Yeah, my personal favorite was just seeing Tanner McKee, like I said on the post game last night, getting his first touchdown pass as a starting quarterback in the NFL. That just, I mean, obviously I don't play in the NFL, but like plays like that, your first touchdown, your first catch in the NFL, your first interception you have, anything like that, that kind of like shows you all this hard work pays off, and now you're on the big stage, and just seeing the joy and, AJ Brown throwing the ball in the stands and him getting the ball back and giving it back to Tanner McKee, like just, I guess the way I want to, if I was mad-libbing it, is just the team chemistry. This team chemistry, like you saw the celebration that Jordan Davis had with the defense when he got that fumble recovery, the touchdown sellies that happen every game, just this chemistry that this team has is something that, kind of, like I said, reminds me of 2017. The vibes are immaculate. The coaches are vibing. Even it's like it's picture perfect. Just seeing how these young guys are making big plays, as in Kenny Pickett, Tanner McKee, Quintana Bay, Cooper DeJean, just these guys showing up when it matters the most and really performing well. And even not to mention, what's his face? Our center. Who's our center?
Jurgens.
Cammy.
Yeah, Cam Jurgens getting his first start and him playing phenomenal football. I mean, this team, I don't know, it's something different, and I love what I see. I love what I watch. I love what I hear. Who?
It was Cam Jurgens' first start?
No, first start like in the NFL this season. Like this whole season.
Oh, as a whole, he's saying taking the yeah.
I'm saying all these young guys, especially Quintana Bay and Cooper DeJean, making these big plays as young guys. They're 20, 24, 25 years old. Yeah. Cam Jurgens I think he's 24. Just him making these big plays, it's just awesome to see this team rocking on all cylinders, and I love it.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah, they've been on fire and doing everything that they're supposed to. Really, since that bye week, they've just been boom, 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 boom. There's been a couple hiccups here and there, but you're never going to be perfect. And if you would have told me that it would have went this way after the bye week, I would have been like, sure, fuck it, let's roll. But backups look pretty solid. Now, obviously, Ian Book is in the mix too, I guess, to their practice squad. But as far as Tanner McKee goes and Kenny Pickett, I thought both these guys look good. There was also a very fascinating story that went around, if you guys saw it or didn't see it. One of the fans, I guess, ended up with the ball from Tanner McKee's touchdown pass, and he protected this ball. He made sure that he was going to get it to McKee. And I believe that he got an A.J. Brown jersey signed
He
out
did.
of it for
Game
his
one.
kind,
By the
his
way,
act of kindness.
AJ was like, "I'm giving you a jersey," and he gave it to him.
Which
It's
is
pretty cool.
amazing. I mean, when you're that kind of fan and you understand, hey, I could sell this for a couple of bucks, but it's not about the money. It's about the memory. Let me say that to you guys again. As Eagles fans, it's not about the money. It's about the memory. And that's honestly one of the truest, most beautiful things about being an Eagles fan. There's a video I want to, I'll save it for the segment. But there's a video I'm going to show you guys in a second during the CJGJ segment, which you can imagine probably what it is, but it will show money can't buy a memory like that. And these quarterbacks have really, really good values. But when I saw that story too, made me happy because he deserved to keep that ball. He played a great game. These two young backups stepped up when Jalen Hurts was out. They did their job. They're not going to be perfect. They're backups, like KJ said. I mean, he had a couple picks, but to anybody saying that he played bad, enough with the slander. The kids had a great game, both of them. They did what they were supposed to for a backup QB. And anybody that thinks that they should have done better, well, I mean, I don't really know what you expect out of a backup QB.
What were you watching? What were you watching? That's what I don't get. These
and McKee
people
has
who
some
are-
kind of insane stat too. It's like in his first 5 passes in the NFL, like like the most touchdowns or something. I don't know what it is, but it's something absurd.
Right. It's something I forget what it was, but I think it was his first 5 throws in a game to then eventually to have a touchdown with it, I believe. Something like that. But it's a very similar stat, I believe, something around those lines, I believe. Yeah, around those lines.
Yeah, I mean, all I gotta say is, next man up. That's how this mentality has been all season. Next man up, and it's paid off. Like we've had some tough injuries with especially Brandon Graham, but then we had Sweat stepping up. We had Williams stepping up. So it's that mentality that you have to carry into the playoffs. Next man up.
Yep. Now, do you guys? I was going to ask you this. Do you think that any of these guys are now putting like a pinpoint on for themselves to actually be a starting quarterback somewhere else, like in the future, like in next season?
I like that question.
Yeah.
You never know. Because here's the thing. You don't know what the offseason's going to bring, who's going to get injured of some kind of play or this and that. It may not be today. It may not be March in the near future. But yes, it could be in August, right? Training camp, injury happens. You guys know how Howie is. He likes to leverage these guys. And he almost did it this year with the Vikings, we thought, right? Imagine if Kenny Pickett was the Vikings QB right now. I wonder how that would be going. Honestly. Because when you look at Kenny Pickett and you look at Sam Darnold, when both of them left the Steelers and Darnold left the Jets, it's not too far of a different situation. Both Heisman candidates, both really good high-level college football quarterbacks, and both were drafted high, expected to do good things in the first round, and they just didn't live up to expectations. So I wonder what would have happened if Kenny Pickett ended up on the Vikings, if they would suck ass, if they would be better, or if the same exact thing would be happening, if that would just show that the Vikings are just a healthy team and built the way a team should be. I don't know. But I could see, like I said, I could have saw it at the beginning of this year before Darnold went there, that Kenny Pickett or another backup QB, or you never know. Sometimes teams just want depth. So, yeah, I think so, KJ. Yes.
Right.
I mean,
Jack?
Maybe. Because if you look at this draft coming up, there's not that many big quarterback names coming out. We got Quinn Ewers, you have Shedeur Sanders, you have Cam Ward.
That's our boy Raps QB. Shout out to the Giants this week, right? Shedeur.
Yeah. You have I think that's really it, right? I mean, you have 4 solid quarterbacks coming out of this draft that may do something in some teams, but maybe the Saints, because they got Derek Carr. Maybe the Giants, they're going to draft Shedeur Sanders, but if it doesn't work out, maybe Kenny Pickett goes, or maybe Tanner McKee. I mean, Kenny Pickett, we saw him starting at Pittsburgh, and he wasn't the greatest starting quarterback. We watched that happen. So I want to say so much. I think Kenny Pickett's better off as a backup quarterback. I can see Tanner McKee making a name for himself as a starting quarterback somewhere. I don't see Kenny Pickett. He tried doing it, and it didn't work out. So, but I can see Tanner McKee going somewhere because not many people know about Tanner McKee, and he threw for two touchdown passes yesterday. So, like, he's a good quarterback, and we'll see what happens. But that's all I got to say.
Shout out to Amir for joining. I see you in the comments, Amir. We appreciate you. If you guys don't, give Amir 302 Birds a follow on TikTok. KJ, to answer your own question, how are you feeling about what you just asked us?
Yeah, I think both guys have a chance to maybe get another contract with another team. I know Kenny Pickett probably doesn't want to leave. I mean, I think he's probably like a kid in a candy store right now. He's loving life. And I don't blame him. I mean, like, I would be the same.
Ain't a bad gig.
Yeah. So, I mean, if he wants to stay, I mean, then probably we'll let him stay. But we'll see, though. I think if he gets some money or some kind of contract from another team that needs a quarterback, I mean, I don't know if he probably will take that opportunity. I don't blame him. I'm not going to hate him for that. I will not hate him for that one bit. Because you know what, though? You kind of earned it. So it makes sense. But, yeah, I think they could. They could for sure. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, being the backup QB in Philadelphia is not a bad gig at all.
This is a good point right here.
Oh,
We
yeah.
can talk about this. Actually,
Yeah, you guys go ahead and get into it first. Here, I'm going to give me.
Yeah, so the Eagles, we'll talk about that later. CJG had a game yesterday, and he had a pick six, had 2 picks. I think he stole it from Quinyon Mitchell. But yeah, he's playing great. And like I said, he played level-headed yesterday. And, you know, we saw Sidney Brown get kicked out. So it was nice to see him really, like, step up his game. I truly do think that the vibe he reminds me of what's his face for the Phillies, Garrett Stubbs. I think with him in the locker room, he brings some kind of vibes. It's no like shadiness. There's no drama with him. He just brings the vibes, and you can see this young defense because they're a fairly young defense. You know, kind of following in the leader in a good way with CJGJ because I just think he's the vibe machine, and the vibes that this defense is showing right now with Vic Fangio is just amazing. So yeah, he had a great game. Nice pick six to open the opening or for the Eagles to have in the opening drive for the Cowboys. So yeah, it was great to see him step up when we need him the most.
Yeah, it was an insane play. Jack is right though. He did pretty much steal it from Quinyon, and that really does suck for all of us because, like, I mean, we want to see Quinyon get a pick. He deserves it. And that's like the second time that's happened this year. I think at the beginning of the year, CJ took one from Quinyon, and I was like, oh my gosh, damn it, CJ. I'm like, come on, man, you got to share the rock. But I don't think he's like doing it on purpose. I think he's just really trying to just win the game for the team. And obviously, I don't think he saw Quinyon there. I don't think he did. I think that's the main thing with him. You didn't see him there. But, yeah, I think it was a great game for CJ, especially to bounce back from the crap that happened last week because that was really annoying for us to – I mean, think about it. Maybe if he plays in that second half or whenever he got kicked out of that game when he got disqualified for stupid reasons because he was talking or saying some things, we could have maybe been able to stop Jamison Crowder from catching that ball in the end zone. Where it was a great pass by Jaden Daniels, but it was a tight coverage though. But obviously you could see McCollum, he got beat. Zach Bond got beat on that play. And if Gardner Johnson was there, I think Gardner Johnson maybe would have got a hand on it. He maybe would have got a hand on the ball, maybe picked it off, maybe could have slapped it away just to deflect it. But it sucks. I mean, we'll never know what would have happened. But he made up for it, though, and I think that's why he did that, too. I think he just was like, you know what, I'm going to go out and ball out because I know that we would have won that game last week. So I think he knew. I think so. I think he knew he screwed up.
I want to say this. Well, sometimes they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. How about a view? when you so happen to be recording during this. So that's me and our editor, Nolan, going absolutely bonkers after the pick because understandably so. I mean, it was crazy. How do you not react like that? I mean, I was going nuts. I couldn't believe it. And the one thing I wanted to say that I had in my notes was it was the perfect way to set the tone, not only for the game, because that just told the Dallas Cowboys this is going to be a long ride and you better hold the fuck on because it ain't going to be easy. Everything in this game you're going to have to work for, and everything in this game is going to come easy to us. That's how it's going to go today, whether you like it or not. We're going to do this either the hard way or the hard way. There ain't no easy way, but it sets the tone for the playoffs too, guys. That gives CJ a lot of confidence and a lot of aura going into the playoffs, which I think will be a good thing as a whole. I know that there's sometimes that his words, his mouth, his attitude gets the best of him, and I understand why. But as a whole, I think that we want CJ juiced up, fired up, going into the playoffs, fired up, ready to pick a fight. Because ultimately, I feel like 8 times out of 10, 7 times out of 10, it works out in your favor. Maybe the other 3 times he gets a dumbass penalty, gets ejected from the game or something like that. But you know what? You can't win them all. And you got to accept that with it. You got to love him for who he is. That's the thing. You can't take him on his bad or take him on his good days and leave him on his bad days. It's a 24/7 job being a Philadelphia Eagles fan. It's a 24/7 job being a Philadelphia Eagles player. So it goes both ways. So I'll say this. I was one that gave him shit all year, all offseason, because I never forgot that he talked shit when he went to the Lions. He talked so much shit. But he has not only earned his spot back on this team, he's proved it. Like, he's a good Eagles safety now. He has my respect for what he's done in his Eagles career. If he left today, took off the jersey, I would respect what he's done. Now, obviously, he's not going to do that. He's still got a lot more of the story to be written. But I'm saying some of the memories that this dude has given us already in an Eagles journey or in an Eagles jersey, it is a journey. It's legendary. I mean, ultimate player. So great memory.
For sure.
Of course.
Not only did we kick the living shit out of the Cowboys, but we clinched the NFC East, baby. And I wanted to hit on this because this is a good point. Shardy, we love you. What do y'all think about Mekhi Becton crying as he came off the field? Okay, so I listened to the Brandon Graham live show on my TV today, WIP, and he told them that he has not had a big game like that or an important game like that since high school. Since high school, dude. That is insane. And Saquon Barkley being in the NFC East for what? Now this is his 7th season. Hasn't won the NFC East once. Has not won it at all. And his comment he had at a post-game interview, I had no idea what the fuck this hat was. I have no idea what that is. But yeah, it just shows you the blood, sweat, and glory this team has shown throughout, the peaks and bounds of this season, and this hard work paid off for them. Seeing Mekhi Becton, who is a fucking giant, they don't cry much. They do not cry much. But seeing that man walk off the field, kind of looking up in the stands, and I'm like, damn, this is crazy. It's just to me, I have chills right now because I remember that when I played lacrosse, when I played rugby, especially the Tyler Brown Cup, like walking out on the field and all that hard work that has paid off throughout the season to this final game. Granted, it's not the final game, but that just speaks volume to the fan base, to the organization, that this guy is just in awe because he has never witnessed this, and he's been in the league for quite some time. So that's what I gotta say. It just shows you the hard work pays off, and having a different scenery, change of scenery for a different team, just showing that kind of that guts and glory. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I think with Mekhi Becton, I mean, he's had a little bit of he's had like a little bit of a depressing kind of scenario with the Jets. I mean, he was going through the whole drama with the Jets up there. I mean, he was a first round pick, I believe. He's a high pick, and he thought that he was going to be a Jet pretty much his whole career. And then the Jets kind of just gave up on him. And so then the Eagles and Howie Roseman swooped in. And I think he really just like has kind of just embraced this whole like fan base. And he kind of just, I mean, I think he's in awe, as you guys said before too. He's in awe, and he's just like so like just satisfied with what's going on right now. And to imagine if we keep on going the way, like if this thing keeps on going the way it is right now, there's gonna be way more of these emotional moments, and I'll be with them too. I'll be probably emotional as well. I'm an emotional guy, so I'll probably be getting the tissue box ready too. But for all people thinking that he's crying because he's upset, no, he was crying because he was like proud, and I think he realizes too, like, oh my God, like we have a chance. This team's special. Never been on a team like this before, where everybody is just in sync. Everybody is just so like talented that we have a shot to get this bowl. We have a shot to win this chip. So I think that's what's going through his mind right now. I think he feels like, you know what, though? I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it that we're going to be holding that Lombardi. So, or they'll get a shot. So, but it was cool to see that. I mean, I left before because I had to catch a train and everything like that. So I left when there was like, I think it was like 9 minutes left. So the Eagles were winning like 41-7. I had to hit the train, and thank God I did, because I heard the line was like wrapping around. So I got the first train. But yeah, I think it was great to see Mekhi Becton just like show his emotions, and I think it's fine. And I know people are going to be like, "Oh, well, a grown man can't cry." They can cry. It's all good. We all do.
And Shardy, to answer your question, yes, he was a tackle for the Jets, and now he's guard. So yes, They did change his position. So even that is amazing that he had a complete Dawn. Then you can go. Sorry, Zach Bond was an outside linebacker, right? He was an edge rusher, and they changed the position to middle linebacker, and we see his success, especially in that role. Same with Mekhi Becton. Mekhi Becton, he is one badass motherfucker, because he went down. I think he did against the Cowboys, and then came back, or maybe the Commanders, but came back in. He's like, no, I'm not done yet. Like I'm hurting, but fuck it, I'm gonna give it all to this team, and we're gonna win this game. So yeah, it just amazes me, and I love it. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so you guys pretty much hit on everything there, but moving on now to the topic of the week. Cowboys were the story of last week. I was telling KJ on the phone today, the story of this week is going to be Saquon Barkley going for Eric Dickerson's record. And Dickerson doesn't want Barkley to take it. Some people just really never grow up. How would you not want to see the game evolve? How would you not want to see the betterment of the sport? Somebody like LaShawn McCoy, a shining example of what NFL alumni should be. But story for a different day. Saquon Barkley is 101 yards away from breaking the NFL rushing record. And some people are saying, well, the Eagles should start their sit their starters because they are playing the New York Giants, a completely inferior team that you should not be afraid of. I'll say a couple things to that. Number one, the Giants are coming off of a win. They're very confident right now. Number two, why would you sit him? You don't have to create this story that it's either the Super Bowl or the record. Ike Reese said it best today on WIP. Why can't we have both? Why can't you just have both? Why can't he have an ultimate legendary season where he does it all? Who's to say he doesn't? There's a false narrative that people are writing that's not even there. Now, I'm not saying go out and give Saquon Barkley the ball 35, 40 times in this game like you would in maybe a playoff game in the rain or something crazy like that. But hey, if you want to give him 20 attempts or 15 attempts, I'm not going to be upset. but I would at least go for it. Saquon Barkley, the kind of player that he is, I heard what he had to say today about it. He said it's an absolute honor being up there with those players. You know he wants to break it deep down. Everybody would. So why not? Go for it. If Nick Sirianni and this coaching staff respect him as a man, as a player, as an individual, as if they respect everything that he has done to this point, all of his hard work, they will start him this week and give him the ball a minimum of 15 times. Mark my words.
Yeah, no, I agree. I truly do think, like I said at the top of the show, that like we will see Saquon Barkley play this game because it is a monumental achievement. And yes, all the post game or regular interviews that he has, he's like, I don't care. We know what matters. We know what we want. We have our eyes set on the prize. But deep down, he's like, damn, I got 105 or 101 yards left to break this record. I kind of want to do it. So yeah, I think we will see him play. And like Shardy said, like I would like to see our starters play at least a quarter or a whole half because we don't have a bye at all. We're not going to get a bye these playoffs. So rather than if Jalen Hurts passed concussion protocol, I say we see him play for a quarter or a half because he has technically been not playing games, not participating in games for the past 2 weeks. And as we know, having a bye, especially in baseball, you guys can get cold. Bats can get cold. The progression you guys have had throughout the whole season gets cold. Like the Eagles have not had a break since week 5, and they won't have a break. So I think we should, if Sirianni's smart and his players want it, I think they give the questioning to Saquon Barkley, hey, dude, like, do you really want to get this record? If so, we'll play you. And I'm not worried about him getting injured because we have the best offensive line in the league, and they're not going to let that guy get injured. So I say we play him. We have 101 yards left. He can do it. He can easily put that up in a quarter. He can easily put that up in a quarter and a half. So I say play him. Play the motherfucker. Let him get his prize.
Yeah, I agree. I think you got to play him. I think so. We kind of touched on it a little bit in the beginning of the show, but yeah, I think you got to play him. I mean, it's history in the making, and yeah, sometimes I mean, like for him though, being the unselfish person he is, he might not want to hit it, but I'll tell you a selfish person, and that is Eric Dickerson. The guy doesn't want Saquon to beat the record. And I know he's probably going to say some excuses. Well, he had 17 games. I had 16 games. Well, but here's the thing. He will have less attempts than you. He will have the ball less than you, and he'll still break it. So that's the main thing. I think there's a lot of narratives with it, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of people mad if they do sit him. And if he sits on his own, I think like that's fine. I mean, that's his decision, and that's what he wanted to do. He wants to win for the Birds. That's what he wants to do. But I think though he's going to have in the back of his mind, he's going to have that revenge. He's going to have that hatred that was bashed on him in New York from some of the fans saying that he's a traitor, saying all this stuff about his family and everything like that. He's going to use that, and he's just going to ball out and go off on them. So it could be insane. It's going to be madness, I think, though, at Lincoln Financial Field.
Which is a perfect segue into our last topic. We'll let you go ahead and take it first. Last game of the season, they announced 1:00 on Sunday, right? You'll be there.
Most likely I'll be there. I think so. I got to figure some things out, but I think I will be there. And I think, I think it's going to be a decent game, as you said before. The Giants are coming off a high. They pretty much said to their fans, like, hey, you know what? Screw the draft pick. We don't really care. We actually want to try and win now when it doesn't matter. So we want to win now when it doesn't matter. So, I mean, that's the thing with them. But, yeah, they might have some guys in there that aren't starters. They might have some guys that want to go out all out and they want to play their hearts out. But yeah, I mean, with the Eagles, I think they honestly, though, they want to be able to get that record for Saquon. They want Saquon to get that record. And I think it could be either just a blowout, or it could just be like I mean, both teams having their backups, especially if Saquon beats it like in the first half, then yeah, you're gonna see the second half. You're gonna see a lot of backups. You're gonna see people probably leaving, and people are gonna be satisfied. So I mean, that's what I think is gonna probably happen. I think Saquon's they're gonna try and just like let him get the record at first, like maybe in the first quarter, maybe in the second quarter, and then obviously then they'll rest him after he hits it. So then you'll see on the scoreboard, you'll be like, oh, he beat Eric Dickerson's record. He now has the most rushing yards in a season in the NFL history. So can't wait to see that. I am predicting it's going to happen, and it's going to happen quickly, I think, because that's how much of a determined player he is. And how perfect could it be to go against the New York Giants and beat that record? It's just a big FU and a slap in the face to the Giants, but it's a most deservable slap in the face. It's not like he's a traitor. He really isn't a traitor. If you think he's a traitor and you're a Giants fan, you're delusional. And literally go back and watch HBO. Go back and watch Hard Knocks, because your GM, your organization got caught in 4K. So, but I think the Eagles will win this game. It's going to happen. They're going to win the game.
Yeah, I don't want to see Saquon beat the record. I want to see him fucking take it out of the park, dude. I'm saying I want him to get 120, 125 yards. The only thing I would say is I would love to see those, because I mean, pretty much what happened the second half of last week's game is they said, all right, well, he's this close to getting 2,000 yards. Let's just feed him the ball. And he had 31 attempts for 100 and some yards. I don't want to see him, if he can't get it within 20 attempts, then don't force it down his throat. Don't force him to do it, because that way it's just gonna wear and tear on him. But yeah, I mean, this is gonna be no, I'm not gonna say that. This is going to be a shutout in the first half, and then we're gonna get our bench players in, and that's gonna be a closer game. But yeah, the Eagles will win this game handily, and just to see the link erupt when he breaks that record is going to be magical. It is going to be almost maybe even better than the home run that Bryce Harper hit to send them to the World Series, or is it the divisional when we were in the ninth inning? This was like 2 years ago, maybe last year.
The Padres.
Yeah, was that the World Series? Was that to the?
That was I think that was the NLCS, I believe, and I think it was. Yeah, I think it was. I mean, I'm kind of blanking right now. I'm in football mode, so I'm
yeah, exactly. Well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, it's going to be even
more
insane.
Will help us in the comments. He'll help us.
Yeah,
in the comments.
It's going to even be more insane when he breaks that record at the link and just the link erupt. That's all I got to say. I want to say, actually, give me 35-28 Eagles.
So I think it was right after the Jaguars game, if not the Cowboys game, that I made a take on this show. You guys will remember it, where I said that this team was gaining steam at the perfect time going into the playoffs if they can continue it and continue beating the shit out of some of these teams. They've done it. They've beaten the shit out of some of these teams. I mean, not beaten the shit, but they've really stepped. I mean, 37-20 against the Rams and 27-13 against the Steelers. Those are pretty significant margins of difference. Now, it's not an ass whooping, I would say, like the 34-6 win or 41-7 win or 28-3 win that they had over the Giants and two of them to the Cowboys. But these are significant wins. So if they can go out and I'm going to just say put up 30 plus points this week and hold the Giants offense to like less than 10 points again, they're gaining all the right momentum going into the playoffs. So stay tuned, Eagles fans. Buckle up, because that was the problem last year. They didn't have the right momentum going into the playoffs, and all hell broke loose. The wheels fell off. They had the right momentum going into the playoffs like they did 2 years ago. And what happened 2 years ago? They ended up in the Super Bowl. They got the bad end of the wishbone. This year, guess what? Chiefs are not the same team that they were. It's Josh Allen that's probably our biggest competitor. But Eagles, I think, stack up really, really well against the Bills. So please, Philadelphia, you got to do everything you can to make sure you're participating in that Super Bowl this year. Because pretty much every year in the Super Bowl, a couple years excluded, it's whoever gets the better end of the wishbone. But you got to be there. You got to be at the dance to at least try it. And we've gotten it one time in the past couple of years. How sweet would it be for another one? But momentum-wise, I mean, do you guys hear what I'm saying? Do you guys think that's a hot take? Do you guys think it definitely plays a part?
Yeah, I think momentum, I mean, in any sports really takes a part for sure. And I think that's with the Eagles too. I think they know, like, with the momentum too. I mean, if they're feeling hot, then obviously they're going to keep that going. I think, honestly, with us not having a bye, and I know a couple of years ago when we played the Buccaneers, well, actually, no, it was last year, we didn't have the bye because we didn't get the 1 seed. So I remember that. So I remember that, like, yeah, we didn't get the momentum and everything like that. We were just, I mean, obviously we were just not the team we were in the beginning of the first half of the season. So I think with this, though, this is a different team, different mentality, different coaching staff, different players. Just like, I don't think any of this, like, collapse is going to happen. The collapse didn't happen again. So I think the momentum's going to be, they're going to feed off the momentum, and they're going to realize the opportunity they have to honestly go for a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'll be short and brief on this. I think momentum is key to success, because momentum is what drives great teams to championships, to Super Bowl wins, to national championship. The momentum you get going into the playoffs is huge. And I mean, we have the momentum. We have the momentum. I can't. Wow, holy shit.
Momentum.
We have the momentum now, and we gotta all hands on deck, foot to the gas pedal, all the way to the ground, and push. Like they always say, hungry dogs run faster. And we still gotta be that hungry dog. We gotta be the ones that run faster, because with that momentum, they get away from a rival pack. So that's what we got to do to be successful in these playoffs.
Yeah.
Get ready for it, guys. It's going to be a fun one. We'll be here to cover it for you guys throughout the whole playoffs. Get ready for the Giants this week. Jack and I will be here to cover the post game. And if you guys haven't, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. All those little things mean a ton. We appreciate y'all. And have a great night. Jackson, take us out of here.
Yeah, dude. Guys, it's kind of a big game. This momentum will drive us into the playoffs to success. It is New Year's Eve tomorrow. Happy New Year's. We'll see you back in 2025. Make sure you're responsibly having fun. And without further ado, hey, Josh, it's an outro, not an intro. Hit that motherfucking last of 2024 outro, bitch.